Hello there. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video, and I've got some great news for you. The latest version of the PhoneBurner app for the Zoho CRM is now available. And along with it, we have some amazing improvements to help you and your organization get more done in less time using the power of PhoneBurner. Now, if you're looking at the screen here, you may have noticed that I'm displaying three fields here: PhoneBurner Follow-Up Date, PhoneBurner Last Call Outcome, and PhoneBurner Last Call Time. These are three fields that will now be installed into your org with our app. And along with it, we will automatically be updating these fields after each call. So as you and your team are making calls, we will set the last call time. So you'll always know when you last called that contact using PhoneBurner. You'll no longer need to create a workflow to set that last call time. You'll also be able to see what was the last call outcome. In this particular case, I'm looking at a bunch of follow-ups because I want to point out one other field, which is the PhoneBurner Follow-Up Date. You see, on the PhoneBurner system, you have the ability to configure specific dispositions to force you or your team to set a follow-up date. And in the past, there was no way for us to really do anything with that data back in Zoho. Not anymore. Moving forward, anytime you or your team sets a follow-up date using a disposition that's set to force a follow-up date, we will automatically set that follow-up date on that record in Zoho. Of course, I'm showing you this on the contacts module, but we're doing the exact same thing for the leads module. We're doing the same thing on the accounts module. We're also doing this for deals. And you heard that right. You can now begin a PhoneBurner dial session from the Deals module. Now, when you launch a dial session from the Deals module, you're going to be calling the deal record itself. Not the contact related to the deal, but you're actually going to be calling the deal itself, the deal record. It's important to note that because when you're in a dial session, the information that we're going to display to you related to that record is going to be pulled from that specific record. And of course, that's the deal record. In most cases, when you're dialing deals, that's what you're going to want to see. You're going to want to be able to see all of the specific deal information once they answer the phone. Now, of course, you can go back to Zoho and look up the contact and all those other details, but we're taking the details from the deal module, and that's what's coming into the dial session window. And since we've got a dial session open here real quick, let me show you this follow-up option. So here you can see this follow-up button. It is configured to force me to set a follow-up date. I'm going to go ahead and choose a date and click the follow-up button. You'll notice that I can only click the follow-up button after I've set that follow-up date. When I click that follow-up button, that's when I move on to the next call. Now, of course, I'm just going to mark this one as no answer. Let's say this one is no answer as well. And now my session ends. Let's go ahead and close this window and let's refresh this page. And you'll see that once I refresh this, the last call date has been updated, the last call outcome has been updated, and if you've set a follow-up date, it will be updated as well. But what if you're doing your follow-up calls and you need to clear a follow-up date? Not a problem. You can configure any disposition in PhoneBurner to clear a follow-up date if there is a follow-up date. I'll show you that real quick. So let's jump back into a dial session. And you'll see here I have a disposition called clear follow-up. Obviously, you probably wouldn't call yours clear follow-up, but any disposition that is configured to clear the follow-up. But of course, I named mine that way so that it was clear that that was there to clear the follow-up date. So now let's go back to Zoho. We're going to give it a second or two for the system to communicate with each other, and then I'm going to refresh. Once I refresh, you'll see the last call time has been updated, the last call outcome has been updated, and the follow-up date has been cleared. Now, in addition to this, if we dig into the actual activities that are getting logged back to Zoho, what you'll notice is that the call recordings, they're still part of the description, but we're taking advantage of a new option that Zoho has made available, which is the voice recording field on the call records themselves. So if you have call recording enabled, you'll actually be able to listen to those calls right here in the UI, as opposed to clicking on a link from the description to open up a separate window to play that recording. And before I wrap this up, I do want to point out a couple other things. There are some other modules like cases, We've added the option to initiate a dial session from the Cases module as well. And of course, the option to initiate dial sessions from the Vendors module is still there, and we've added these same 3 custom fields. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. I hope this helps you and your organization get more done in less time using the power of PhoneBurner. Thanks again, and happy dialing.